Okay, we're going to try this again. I just got these headphones and I like using the mic. I believe that the mic captures certain things, my voice a little better, but unfortunately it captures other things like breathing, which is not desirable. I'll see how this one comes because I moved it a little bit. Um, so I just wanted to add, well, there's going to be a video after this. And in watching it, I didn't really elaborate on the whole Google taking away keyword data because of encrypted search, in case that confuses anyone. You can still search for who's searching on what keywords. Thankfully, hopefully they will never take that away. But happened was when Google went to encrypted search, it took away the ability for webmasters for sites to know what keywords are being used for incoming searches. So I just wanted to mention that so that that was clear. So enjoy the video. See ya. How you doing? This is Tom at NinjaMLM.com. I wanted to go over some of Google's 2014 algorithm changes and how to stay on the bright side of life, the way Monty Python says. You want to be happy and profitable and whatever, visible on the internet, so you've got to play by Google's rules. And their rules are constantly changing. So looking back to 2013, there were further Penguin and Panda releases, and Hummingbird was launched. Now, what are these things? These were releases. First you had Penguin. All right, Penguin was a series of Google search algorithm changes. Then you ended up with Panda, right? Panda was another one. And then you had Hummingbird follow up that was launched recently. Now, there's usually a series of several of these releases, okay? This number's not exact here. I'm just drawing to show that, you know, Penguin consisted of several releases. Panda and Hummingbird will have several releases as well before the next one comes out. Excuse me. So what they do is, you know, each one of these releases, these minor releases address different things. They add, they tweak, etc. So, and the other thing with 2013 was the shift from providing keyword data to encrypted search. So they encrypted it now and they don't provide this keyword data, and a lot of people were pissed off about that. So, you know, I mean, you could still get keyword data through, you know, you can still see who's searching for what, thankfully. Hopefully they won't take that away. But these were some 2013 changes. So, how bad is it? Well, it's not that bad. Google's on this anti-spam mission. That should be no surprise. Spam isn't just email anymore. It's also web spam. Okay? How well can I draw with this thing? Web spam. So you're talking about links, spammy posts on forums, spammy articles, thin, low-quality content that's just meant to get a sale or direct somebody somewhere else. That's Google wants to eliminate as much of that as possible because they consider it that it provides a very low quality experience for web searchers, which are their real customers. So gray hat tactics are questionable now, and today's gray hat is tomorrow's black hat, just like today's black hat was yesterday's gray hat. Things are always moving forward, so be careful what you're doing with this stuff, because what works today might get you slapped tomorrow. SEO is getting more complex as a result, okay? And you need to think ahead and anticipate what's going on. Anticipate is the key. That's what we're doing here. All right? So, Websites that manipulate SEO without providing value are in the crosshairs. Okay? All of that stuff we mentioned that's just meant to get you to the top of the SERPs is going to get you slapped big time if you keep doing that. So stop doing it. Link and content quality matter. You have to have quality inbound links and quality content to rank well. One without the other isn't going to help and may hurt you. Okay? You need to assess your link profiles and remove unnatural links to avoid future Google slaps or to recover from ones you've already been slapped, if you've already been slapped. And you can actually recover from them if you do the right thing. Okay? Content is king. That should be no surprise either. You need to provide publish constantly. You need content that is helpful to your targeted niche, to your audience. Needs to be helpful. Helpful is the big key here. It needs to be useful and helpful. Okay? If people come to your site and they don't get any value from it, you're going to have a high bounce rate, and that's that. It's not good for your site. Google's going to know about it. The social sharing is a big thing coming up here. We're going to get into a little bit of that soon. That validates the value. Whenever your stuff is shared socially, Google sees that as validating, showing that it has some real value. People are willing to share it. That means they must like it. Regular publishing shows that your site's active and healthy, that it has a pulse, okay, has a beating heart. How do you like that? And authority of your work will be on the upswing when you take all of this into account, okay? Now, this is all pretty obvious stuff, but, how many of us haven't really thought about it lately? So here we go with the social media. The most successful marketers need to be active on an average of 7 social networks where their target niche customers are most active. So there you go, 7 is, the studies show. Okay, you need to be engaged with your audience, so you need to answer. It's a two-way street. They leave comments, you answer, or provide content that they're asking for. Any sort of engagement. Engagement across the social networks as well, not just on your site. Okay? Use those pages that you have on Facebook and Google+. So let's see. You need to target the correct networks where your people are hanging out, because you want to reach the people that are your target audience. Okay. Are the search engines monitoring the social networks you've chosen? Chances are with Google, they monitor pretty much everything. They know what's going on the internet, but keep that in mind. Do the social signals you generate help your cause? Does it further your brand recognition and what you're trying to accomplish? So Google's updates will increasingly take social signals into account, so they will matter more and more. Okay, this is really important. It's the future, so you better be aware of what's going on if you want to take part in that future. All right? So here we have Google+. Now, what's the big deal with that? Isn't that just some crappy Facebook alternative? Well, that may be so. Google Plus isn't really, in my opinion, hasn't caught up to Facebook in any way, but Google thinks it's important. Okay, they think it's really important because they own it, and they are they're using it in the rankings. Okay, so it matters. You need the Google Authorship. This thing here, that's that little picture when you do searches. You have your little thumbnail picture next to your stuff in the search engine rankings results. That all helps to build your author rank. Okay? And these +1 signals, they do add up. Okay? But this Google authorship thing, this here can be important, and I know that it can be a real pain in the butt to set up and get working correctly. So just stick with it and try to get that set up. Sometimes it might be your theme you're using, or try to figure it out. I've had issues with this as well. I'm just pointing that out because it doesn't seem to work for everyone equally. But it is important to get it working, okay, at some point. Now, this whole mobile thing. Mobile SEO has gained importance. Some people recommend designing your site for mobile first. I think that's a bit much right now, but it depends on your site. If you have like a big magazine site or something like that, then perhaps. Smaller blog sites, probably not so important. But the performance part does matter. You have to have a mobile version of your site, and the performance does matter, okay? Now, this whole semantic search and knowledge graph importance are tied to mobile voice search. So, I'm just throwing that in there. But this thing here, mobile voice search, all right? This mobile voice search is going to be important. And I'll tell you, I've seen it in action. My son has an Android tablet, and he doesn't type his searches into Google. He asks Google by voice what he wants to look for. He says Google and then search term, whatever he's searching for. So this is becoming important. So if you need something here to make that work, you may want to consider that in the future, for the mobile at least. Article length. There was a focus study that showed that many of the top 10 searches had 2,000 plus word articles. Okay, they contained 2,000 plus words. It's up for some debate but the trend is definitely up from used to be 400 words. So it's definitely in the 1,000 plus word category now. You need large, large comprehensive articles. There is a question of, does this conflict with the mobile thing we just talked about? Because generally people on mobile don't want these long wordy articles. And that brings up the question of, should there be multiple versions? A long version served up to people on PCs, where the smaller version served up, for the mobile. That's a possibility. It probably is for more complex, like magazine type websites, than for the smaller websites. But this is, that's something that should probably be at least thought about. Okay. Last slide, guest blogging for links. Now this one here can be tricky too, because let's face it, not everybody out there who can offer a guest blogging gig is going to allow you to write guest posts. It's just one of those things you have to keep trying to get in. I personally don't think it's the fairest thing in the world, but I can understand where Google's point is. They want high quality links. Google can't go in and assess every article they're indexing for quality. Even Google's not big enough for that. So they're using all these signals to assess quality. And high quality links are one of them. It's a very important one in their algorithm. So, and they're not looking for spammy stuff. So they want links that matter more. And guest blogging links matter more because they know that there's a certain amount of scrutiny that goes into whether or not you're allowed to get links, post a guest blog article that gives you backlinks. Not anybody can do it. It's not necessarily easy. Someone has to basically judge that your work is worthy enough. So it's definitely a sound thing. It's logical. It's definitely logical from their point of view. But unfortunately, what it does is, you may have very good content, very good articles, but if you don't have the backlinks, then you're not going to get ranked at least not for the competitive terms. So when you do guest blogging, quality is key. You want to stay away from this spam stuff. That's going to get you penalties, okay? So guest blogging needs to be high quality. And, you know, so basically remember to look for the, you're also going to have to rank for the long tail keywords, all right? The lower competition, the low hanging fruit, the long tail keywords will get you ranking for lesser competition terms. Okay, remember that. And then for the more complex, not complex, but the higher competition terms, you kind of need this stuff to rank for it. Okay, and that's always going to be a challenge, especially for newer people. So, and you know, even people who've been at it for a while, if you don't have this sort of thing, it's hard to be ranked for the stuff that's got a lot of competition. Simple as that. So, start putting the feelers out in your niche and see if somebody who's got a good ranking, you can check their ranking on the tools like Open Site Explorer, see who your competition's using for backlinks, look for high PR sites in your niche that may be available to offer a guest blogging gig for you, that sort of thing, okay? So anyway, I hope this helped. This is a very important discussion that everybody needs to have, even just if it's just with yourself about your own site. So I hope this provided some value. I'm always trying to provide value. Give me comments below for any. This is going to be linked to an article on my site, and you know, post any questions and anything else you'd like information on. And I'll see you later. Okay. Go to ninjamlm.com for more. Take care.